We will now take questions from the press.
James Curry, Times newspaper. Prime Minister, you promised to phase out fossil fuels by 2030. Surely this is both unrealistic and also dangerous to the nation's health, as much of our essential infrastructure is completely dependent on fossil fuels. Even if it were possible, how would it be enforced?
Thank you for the question, James. We have the technology to make this happen. What we've lacked so far is the political will. I'm personally sick of hearing these can't-do attitudes. We can do, and we must do. As a government and as a nation, we must come together and make this a reality. Surely, we have the resources to do this, and we will do this.
Ellie Holmes, Guardian. Question for the public perspective representative. How will the Citizens' Assembly ensure it represents the voices of marginalised communities, like poor people and children? And will the decisions made by the Citizens' Assembly be legally binding?
Thank you for that question. The Citizens' Assembly will be modelled on similar examples that have been successful in the past. For example, in Ireland, it was used to discuss the issues of abortion and gay marriage. This model of democracy is not new and has been shown to be effective. We will select a representative council of the UK's population through a process called sortition, which is similar to that used to select jurors for jury service. Those chosen will be paid to attend council meetings for a period of 6 months and will be supported in their decision-making by teams of experts. Decisions made by the council will be legally binding should they achieve a 2/3 majority of decisions handed down, and can be more broadly seen as working to advise on policy independently of government, business and the media. Given the way in which corruption has polluted our politics and prevented us from taking the action we have needed to take, it has become essential to upgrade our democratic processes, which are no longer working for the people, but for the super rich.
Rosemary Annis, Channel 4 News. Question for the Chief Scientific Officer. Can you elaborate on the tipping points that you mentioned? Is this not just scaremongering?
I wish that was just scaremongering, but the reality is that the scientific community have been guilty for many years of the complete opposite. We have tended to undersell the possible dangers because communicating uncertainty is hard. But for clarity, however likely a tipping point is, all of the outcomes are catastrophic. In relation to your specific question, though, the science has placed the risk of the AMOC collapse, which controls the Gulf Stream, with 59%, plus or minus 17%, this is the uncertainty I mean, within 25 years. So without appropriate action, which we have not seen up until now, the chance of the weather system collapsing and our entire agricultural system collapsing with it within 25 years is on the flip of a coin.
Marcus Make It Up from The Sun. This is for the Chief Medical Officer. Are you seriously considering banning all cars from central London and all other UK cities?
Thank you, Marcus. It's an important question. And clearly, that is not what we propose, as we recognise that transport's a vital part of our infrastructure. What we want to do is aim to end our dependence on fossil fuels by 2030 or very soon afterwards. And that's what's necessary to prevent climate breakdown, because removing our dependence on fossil fuels is better for health and more sustainable. And how are we going to do that? A number of policy approaches include improved public and active transport, electrification and restrictions on fossil fuel transportation, and a reduction in our dependence on personal cars. Now look, measures to limit fossil fuel pollutions in cities has already shown enormous health benefits. For example, measures to reduce air pollution in London alone cut toxic pollution by 46% in central London, almost by half. And it's projected to avoid 1 million air pollution-related hospital admissions and save the NHS and social care sector £5 billion by 2050. Really, what is not to like? Thank you.